World, YouTube, YouTube. What's up? It is another night dive here. Day 19 of this 100-day challenge for me. I am Jetthro. Jethrito. And, hang on, I want to make sure this is working right here. Yeah, cool. Looks good. Looks good here. Yeah, we're solid. It is another night dive. This, if you are seeing it for the first time, is essentially a nightly journal entry in a way, documentation, essentially a little mini therapy for myself and for my mind. I got a lot of thoughts rattling around up in there, and it's just really good to get them out so they don't cause a lot of damage up there and wreak havoc. So yeah, this one's day 19. I've decided to do a 100-day challenge because I'd been doing this type of thing probably for like 2 months, really. Probably like this kind of like thing for about 2 months, and then I started to feel myself, maybe even longer, honestly, but I started to feel myself get out of doing it and not wanting to do it. And I was like, no, I need to do something about that. I need to give myself a challenge because I know how beneficial this is for me. Just my personality, just with how I kind of operate, this is really helpful for me. So here I am. Another night. Let me check here and see if anyone's popped in. Yeah, so we're just kind of hanging out here for a sec. Hang on. I'm going to I guess I should go through my motions, and then I can kind of get into the topic at hand. What am I? I'm a little distracted. I'm sorry. I'll try and stay focused. So my normal kind of format that I'm really gravitating towards and liking is I'll talk real briefly about some gratitude of the day. I'll do a quick mantra, and then I'll talk about my topic. So let me get into it. I was scrolling a little bit on my phone today. I always kind of beat myself up for doing that because I feel like I lose control of my mind whenever I like start scrolling randomly in places. And this one was really helpful though. I was scrolling, and there was an article talking about people with low and high self-esteem, and I was like, I thought, man, that kind of actually seems interesting. So I read through it, and a lot of the things on there that were talking about low self-esteem were like resonating with me. I was like, man, I do that. I do this. I do that. I do this. And I was like, man, maybe I just have a lot of low self-esteem, and I kind of think I do. But on the flip side of it, I've just been instinctively doing some things like this, like working on gratitude and working on being more positive in my mind and like telling myself things that are true about me that are positive. That was, some things that people with high self-esteem do. And so I didn't really notice, or I haven't really been thinking about it in the forefront of my brain, but see, part of why I'm doing this is, I guess, to help my self-esteem out. So I say all of that to say my gratitude for the day again is I'm pretty fucking dope. I'm doing some fucking difficult shit and I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. Day in and day, I'm doing this day in and every single night. I'm doing runs even when it's 5 p.m. and it's 100 degrees out and it's 90% humidity out. I'm doing it. I'm still training for a marathon. I'm still learning Spanish. These are things that I just want to do, and I'm doing it because I'm dope. So I think one of the other things in that article was don't be too egotistical. Essentially, the feeling was don't be too egotistical because you can go off the deep end. So there's that fun line that I'm gonna have to figure out. But I think I've had such low self-esteem for so long. I'm so indecisive, and I just kind of I beat myself up, and I just kind of I'm happy and content with someone else making a decision for what we're doing, and I'm happy with just being there, and not really contributing or just I'm happy to just hang out. And I feel knowing this now, I feel I'm going to swing to the opposite end and just be a complete asshole. and then maybe taper it back and find a nice middle ground. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's my gratitude. My gratitude, I'm consistently working on my brain and my body and my self-improvement and mental health and all that kind of stuff. So I'm grateful to that. Yeah, let me just real quickly do this mantra just to give it the respect and the breathing and the air that it needs. I kind of already did, though, but let me do it again. Let me give it some space. I'm doing some difficult shit. I really am. And consistency and discipline. Those things, showing up every single day and doing it every single day, with all kinds of distractions and with all kinds of things to deal with, and work and kids and family and all that kind of stuff. Not to say that my family is a distraction, but I guess in the scope of what I'm trying to do, in a way, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I got to work through some of that, but it's I'm doing it. It's difficult though. It's hard. It's challenging. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's tough. It's tough, but I'm here. So, okay. Where am I at? Kind of feel like I've been rambling a little bit. What's my topic of the day? I forgot. Habits. My habits feel good. My habits feel great. But it does feel like it's time to level up now. I have been going through some I feel tougher weeks recently. The last 6 weeks ago, up until 2 weeks ago, up until 10 days ago, things have been pretty tough. But I feel like we're coming out of it as a family and getting better. And I've been keeping my habits, and I've been keeping my, my disciplines throughout all of it. But now, as we're starting to get better and better, let's do it this way. As we're starting to get better and better, now it feels like it's the time to crank up the intensity and hit all of the things I want to do intensely now. And so I think with that, it does come with some semblance of scheduling my time. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, other than maybe just doing it and trying it. Organization of that, just kind of taking all the parts that are there, like taking the decision out of what I'm doing, planning things out and doing it. There has to be at least some of that, a little bit more of that. But I also can't beat myself up when it doesn't work out, because it's guaranteed to not work. It's just, there's just no, and this feels like an excuse, but, well, it is an excuse. It feels like a valid excuse. But there's just no time in the day that I have where I'm able to, set it aside, unless it's literally 5 a.m. And so maybe I just have to wake up early and start doing that. I don't know. God, I don't want to. I really don't want to. Fuck. Talking through that, though. God. But sometimes, honestly, even that. The past, 5 nights, 6 nights, my daughter keeps waking up. Last night she woke up at 4:30 and was up. I was like, don't be awake at 4:30 in the morning, and don't tell me you're going to be awake the whole rest of the night. Thankfully, she fell asleep again, but she fell asleep. It took her 45 minutes, but then she slept till 8 p.m., which was awesome, or 8 a.m., which was awesome. But even then, it's like, fuck, dude, I didn't even have 5 a.m. this morning. I just really don't have any time that I consistently can set up and set aside to do things I want to do, unless it's at night. And then, God, the whole it's just a challenge. It's a challenge. But I know, intuitively, I know deep down that the only way to level up my habits is to set aside time and actually do them. I've been an example. Por ejemplo, in Spanish, en español, my practice time is most of the time I do a Duolingo lesson at night, somewhere after I put my daughter to sleep. But I really only do one, and then throughout the day, though, I'm listening to a lot of Spanish. But what I could do is set aside 15 minutes or 20 minutes and say, okay, this 15-minute block is for Duolingo. I would get through a lot more Duolingo. I'm doing at most, I'm doing 5 minutes a day of Duolingo as my minimum. So, there are days where I'm doing more, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I actually set aside and schedule 15 minutes, then I'll do it. Take the decision out. It's there. I'll do it. But see, there's the but. That's my brain. But I have this excuse. There's no, my brain is saying there's no way that you can consistently at 9 p.m. say there's no way every single day at 9 p.m. My brain is being very hard-lined on this. Like, there's no way that 9 p.m. rolls around every single day, and I can guarantee that I will have 15 minutes to do Duolingo. There's just not. And that is the safest time of night for me. That is or the day, the whole day. 9 p.m. feels like the safest time. I was doing a stream 2 nights ago, and I thought, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. to midnight is like the safest time I get. That's like I can usually bank on doing something of my own. Like that's when I go running. It's when I do the Duolingo, because it's usually when I get time. But even 2 nights ago, I was doing a stream, and I have to call Brandon, because we were doing a stream and we were 15 minutes in and we were just starting to roll, but my daughter woke up, and she was up for another like 45 minutes at least. It was probably another hour. And that's but it's always these excuses. So I think I just have to taper back in my brain and say, hey, like, just schedule the time in there, and if it works, cool, and if it doesn't, don't beat yourself up. That's my problem, is I'm like beating myself up when it doesn't, when I don't have that time. It's like Brandon was saying, literally this, like, when you set an expectation, when it doesn't happen, you get frustrated. Yes, I was going to mention this. Oh, man, I want to fucking bring him back on. There's a spiritual guru named Ram Dass, who, like, part of his whole thing essentially was that. Like he was applying that concept to his whole entire life, and the Buddhist and spiritual kind of life is when you set up an expectation for anything. When you are expecting anything, it creates anxiety. It creates, tension, because you're expecting something to happen. If I'm at 7 p.m. at night and my daughter is like not sleeping, if I'm at like 8:45 and my daughter's not sleeping, in my head, I'm like, dude, fucking, I gotta be somewhere at 9. I gotta be studying Spanish at 9 o'clock. And it creates anxiety. It does. But I wanted to talk with him about this. It's like, I have to set a goal for myself. I have to like set a thing up for myself, or else I'm kind of just floating. And I've had that life. I've had that life of just floating in the ether and not really knowing what to do and feeling lost. I don't want to do that again. So I'm saying all of this. I'm saying all of this to say, set up a schedule and don't beat yourself up about it if it doesn't happen. Fessler. Because it's not gonna be to a T every time. I would love it to be. I would absolutely love it to be like, okay, here's my 9 p.m. today. Here's my 9:30. Here's my 10 o'clock, and I'm in bed by 10:30, and I'm just executing the plan, and I'm done. I would love to have that every single day. In fact, I'd love to have most, if not all, of my day planned out. Maybe not all of it, but at least my habits. At least my habits I would love to have planned out. But again, I just let me take a breath. I can't beat myself up when it goes wrong. I won't get upset at myself when things don't plan out correctly. I won't get upset at myself when my schedule doesn't work. Nah, keep going. Okay. I won't. Gosh, I don't know what to say. I won't. Okay, flip it. I am okay. There we go. I am okay with my schedule. There you go. Okay. I am okay with my schedule being fluid. Oh, I kind of like that. I am okay with my schedule being fluid. That kind of feels that kind of feels like a nice little mantra when things go south. I am okay. Fucking. Let's try that out. I am okay with my schedule being. Oops, I need to put this in the chat. Being fluid. I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna try that out and see where that goes, because that feels nice. That feels nice. Okay. I have a nice long weekend ahead. I have a lot of plans to get some things done. And I'm going to do them. It's going to feel really nice to get some of those things off my shoulders and off my just off my back. I'm going to plan out. I'm going to add to it, and I'm going to plan out a potential little schedule for when I'm when I'm like kind of going through some motions, and just kind of see where that goes. But I'm going to end this. I am going to be in Utah next week, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. It's going to be great. It's going to be a challenge to do these while I'm there, so I'm going to have to figure that out. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. But I'm going to do it. Watch me. I ain't scared. Look at me. I am the night diver now. All right. Okay. Much love to you guys. Thank you for joining in. If you're still here or see this in the future, much love to you all. Have a good night. Be safe. Buenos tardes, mis amigos, y dames un caballeros. I'll see you guys. Namaste.